37-year-old Michael Brown is accused of taking a break from his landscaping business last Saturday night to plan this huge illegal house party that led to him facing multiple charges.
I didn't break the law. I just broke some rules of probably what my own didn't want me to do. But I didn't break the law.
Traffic hazards, loud noises, roadways being blocked.
When they arrived on scene, Lieutenant James May says deputies confronted Brown.
He represented himself as the homeowner, said he was having a party, indicated it was a graduation party. It was in fact not the homeowner, not related to the homeowners, but it was in fact the yard guy.
Brown says this was a graduation party for his son and his son's friends.
Just wanted to always, do something where we could create an income and bring a positive environment for his friends.
It was mostly teenagers and young adults. We estimate anywhere from 300 to 400 people were at the house. A lot of underage drinking going on.
In addition to breaking and entering and property damage charges, investigators also charged Brown with obtaining property by false pretenses. Did you charge people to get in?
We did not charge, but we did charge because of
Did you charge people to get in?
We did not charge, but we did charge because of security reasons.
He was actually doing was charging an entry fee. So we actually recovered and seized just a little over $3,000.
The owner knew I was supposed to be there.
Brown strongly disputes the story UCSO is telling.
I never spoke to them about anything about who stayed there or who owned the place. It wasn't my right to tell them that because it's private property. I didn't sell any alcohol. I wasn't down
because they're saying there was underage drinking.
Nope, no underage drinking. Nope, I bought my drinks. And
he also remains confident that he hasn't lost a client.
I'm just waiting for them to come home just so I can continue to build my relationship and we can move forward.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So we got to talk about a story out of Weddington, North Carolina, involving a black family that is fuming over the fact that their hired landscaper, right? The guy that comes over to cut grass to make sure that your yard is nice, okay, that everything looks good, okay? This guy apparently decided to take over the mansion that this black family owns, by the way, which, again, I think kind of goes directly against this idea that black people somehow, some way are suffering from systemic racism. Again, we have successful black families owning mansions out in North Carolina. Like, come on, right? But anyways, they decided they wanted to hire black, right? They wanted to support black business. It ended up backfiring in the worst way because this guy ended up taking over their mansion while the family that lives there was away and decided to throw a pool party, right? A huge ghetto party for the whole hood, right? Threw a hood party at the mansion, right? While the people were away. So I want to react to this because I think stories like this are a prime example of why is it that there is a struggle for some black entrepreneurs, black folks that are looking to start businesses, is because you got fools like this that basically ruin it, right? They ruin opportunities for themselves and for black people as a whole. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this.
New tonight, a son says his parents were taken advantage of by the man accused of throwing illegal massive party at their Weddington mansion.
Channel 9's Jonathan Lowe spoke with the man who says he threw that party last night only on 9. Now tonight, he's getting the owner's side of the story.
Family of the owners of that mansion reached out to me after seeing our story last night, saying they wanted to set the record straight. They say they would never allow someone to use their property, especially in the way that it was used last Saturday night.
What I saw was a very egregious act in my mind. You have youth, they're smoking dope on my parents' back porch. You're in the pool. You have violated.
Tonight, we're hearing from the son of the owners of this Weddington mansion.
Wow. Again, I just have to reiterate, somehow, some way, black folks are struggling in America. They can't make it. The white man is holding them back. Okay, it's terrible. But you have a black family in North Carolina, outside of Charlotte. They're living in a mansion like this, right? How does that happen? Right? I'm trying to figure out, how does that happen? Somebody needs to ask these people, how did you overcome systemic racism? Right? How did you do it? I'm sure there's a lot of white people who wish they were living like this, right? I'm just saying. I guarantee you, there's a lot of white people that say, hey, I wish I was living like these black folks here. So, for these people that come out here, they want to talk about how black people got it so bad, old black people can't get ahead because of white man. Again, I'm trying to figure out how these people acquired this mansion. I'm just saying.
Weddington Mansion, Union County Sheriff's officials say, was illegally taken over last week for an unauthorized party.
I was very angry at the fact that happened. I knew when I saw that there was no way my parents knew any of this.
Investigators say 37-year-old Michael Brown broke into the home and hosted a large party that he later posted to social media.
It was left, a hot mess. Essentially,
300 to 400 attended. Some of them were teenagers.
Those people trust me. They treat me like their son. I'm there every day.
Brown is accused of telling deputies who responded to disturbance complaints that he was the homeowner, then the grandson of the homeowner, before ultimately admitting he was the lawn guy.
Number one, bro, you cut grass. You're the hired help. So you were there for that reason and that reason only. He's a liar. Number one, he told multiple stories to the officers.
John Tay Birch says Brown first got the job working for his parents after telling them he was trying to start a landscaping business.
Unfortunately, because of their kindness, right, people tend to take that for weakness. And that's exactly what happened here.
Yeah, let's be real, right? Let's be real, okay? They hired this guy probably because he was black. He was one of these black dudes that's out here talking about, hey, I'm trying to start a business. I want to start a landscaping company, right? I need an opportunity, right? Give me an opportunity. And somebody gave him an opportunity, right? Wealthy black people gave him an opportunity to build a business, right? To build a reputable business. They gave him an opportunity. And this dude threw it all away. These are wealthy black people, okay, who decided to give this guy a chance. You talk about a big yard, big customer. They got money. They probably need landscaping services year-round, again, because they have a big yard. They got a mansion. So, yeah, they're going to need a lot of work all the time. Consistent cash flow, right? This is what people dream of. Entrepreneurs dream of when they're starting a business and they're looking for customers, right? The first customer. This guy's first big customer is a whale, right? Consistent cash flow, big account. And on top of that, because they're wealthy, that means they probably have a network, which means this guy probably had opportunities to cut other people's lawns, to do landscaping services for their friends who are also probably wealthy as well too. And this guy could have easily scaled his landscaping business just based off this one client. And had himself a nice business and employed other black folks, other people as well too. But he threw it all away because he wanted to throw a party for his son. He threw it all away for a few hours of flexing, right? Flexing for people who probably ain't got a damn thing. And he ain't got a damn thing, which is why he did this in the first place, because he ain't never had shit in his life. Because if he actually had something, then he would have known better. Hey, maybe I shouldn't do this, right? Let me not throw a party at a house I don't own. For what? Dude, your landscaping business get big enough, you can go buy your own mansion. If you would have wait 10 years, right? Build up your business, go buy your own mansion. Throw as many parties as you want for your son.
Are you researching dental implants?
There's a lot of dental offices that'll talk about doing their teeth and
for your son. But again, this is what I'm talking about when I try to tell people about what separates successful people from unsuccessful people. And that is time preference, okay? This guy clearly has a high time preference. He wants it now, right? He was like, I'm going to have a party for my son, for the hood. I'm going to flex now, right? Because I got access to this mansion and try to make a quick buck off of it as well, too. He charged people money to get in, made thousands of dollars. Not understanding that thousands of dollars that he may have made for that party It's not going to be worth it in the long run, right? Not going to be worth it. But he wanted it at that moment, right? He wanted it at that moment. Instead of realizing that, hey, if this landscaping business really take off, I got a big customer. If I work hard, if I do a great job, I'm probably going to get more work. I'm going to make a lot of money. In the long run, in 5-6 years, I can buy my own mansion. I can buy my own house in this neighborhood. And then I can just throw my own parties. I ain't got to worry about losing my job, right? But he couldn't wait. He couldn't wait. He wanted the satisfaction now. He wanted the flex now. And now he's lost everything. Nobody's ever going to hire this dude again. Why? This guy might break in your house and throw a party. Who would ever hire this guy to do yard work, to landscape? And regardless of his excuse, you threw the party at somebody's house when they weren't there. Your landscaping career is over. All the opportunity in the world, and he threw it away. It wasn't the white man's fault. It wasn't systemic racism. The government wasn't holding him back. Nothing is holding this guy back except his own stupidity. And that's what black folks have to realize. That's what you have to realize. It's stories like this. This is why black entrepreneurs are struggling. I guarantee you, every black person who has built some wealth, right, and then turn around and say, you know what, I'm going to try to help another black person. I guarantee you they've been burned at least once, right? At least once, every single time. Because every black person that gets a little bit of wealth, they do try. They do try. Wealthy black, they do try. They try to give back. They try to give opportunities. But it be your own people. Your own people will burn you, okay? And it leaves a sour taste in their mouth. And guess what? I guarantee you, they go into the Hispanics. I guarantee you, this family, they're going to the Hispanics. I guarantee you. Or the Indians or the white man, right? That's what they're going to for their landscaping services. I guarantee you, they'll never hire a black one again. I guarantee you. And that's the problem. That's the problem. This is the problem that people refuse to acknowledge.
And this, right, people tend to take that for weakness. And that's exactly what happened here.
Despite that, Brown was confident he hadn't lost a client.
Are you worried at all about the relationship?
I'm not. No, because I know there are 11 people.
He's delusional. He is definitely delusional. In fact, not only has he lost a client, he's probably lost all of the other clients that potentially he's gotten in that neighborhood.
Exactly. In addition to exactly. And that black man, he sounds like a businessman, right? He sounds like a guy that probably has done a lot of business, right? He sounds like he don't play games. So he know how it worked. Not only did you lose a big customer, but you lost everybody, every other potential big customer. You lost them too, right? You lost the whole neighborhood. And since the story is going viral, you've lost any opportunity whatsoever in this business. Nobody's hiring this guy unless you're an idiot. Nobody's hiring this guy. It's sad. It really is. But I'm telling you, there are a lot of stories like this of black have some money that try, right? They try to give their own people opportunity and they get burned. And it happens. Trust me, I know.
The accusations of underage, also property that was stolen and property damaged at that mansion. Birch said he believes Brown not only needs to be held accountable criminally, but also civilly. In Union County, Jonathan Lowe, Channel 9, Eyewitness News.
Wow. That is a wild story. Again, the point of this video is that it be your own people, right? This story right here, I guarantee you, is a very common amongst black people who try to give back, okay, who try to help pull people out of the hood, right? They try to help black entrepreneurs. They give them an opportunity, hey, do some work for me. And it turns out that you get burned. You get burned. And that's why you have these people that are struggling. This is why the Mexicans taking over. This is why we lose it. Okay, we lose to the Latinos, lose to the Asians, lose to the white man, lose to everybody. Right? This is why black people are at the bottom. For this very reason right here. But it's stuff like this that people refuse to acknowledge. They refuse to acknowledge this stuff. This man had the opportunity of a lifetime and blew it. Blew it. Trying to flex for the hood, right? Trying to impress people who ain't got a damn thing. It's a shame. It really is. But I'm telling you, these stories are more common than you think. Trust me, I know personally. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black Perspective. Peace.